Hey guys, what's up? It's your man Pete. And I don't need to tell you because you've probably all heard it already. Bank of Canada has completely destroyed, clobbered, and decimated the entire Canadian real estate industry. The Bank of Canada doesn't care about housing. Where home prices are falling not just here in Toronto and the Greater Toronto area, but pretty much all across the whole country. But seriously, with the world in total disarray, as prices keep going up on everyday household items, the Bank of Canada had to be really aggressive to battle this inflation problem. And I know a lot of people in the real estate industry are going to hate me for saying this, but I actually kind of agreed with what they did. By ratcheting up interest rates a whole 100 basis points, instead of a milder and less effective 75 basis points, they really wanted to show strength and commitment in dealing with this massive problem that could easily spiral out of control. And I really like the term that they used, which was front loading, which I'd never heard being used in economics and interest rates before. For me, in my industry, when I hear the term front loading, it usually means something like this. But in all honesty, nobody expected this to happen because we haven't had inflation this bad for over 40 years, where it's pretty much pushing 8% at this point, and we're going to see what the stats look like for the month of July. You know, again, nobody expected the war in Ukraine to last this long, especially this guy here, and nobody expected supply constraints to be continuing the way it has been. And of course, I didn't expect half of the city to be completely gutted because half of the people aren't even in Toronto right now. So that's why the housing market is really slow. I mean, the rental market is still pretty strong, and I think we're going to continue to see fireworks over the next month and a half here before school starts in September. And so they already knew what the impact of 50 basis points was going to do. 75 basis points basically crushed the market, and 100 basis points was just absolutely nuclear at this point, an overkill, to be honest. And it has now left us at a benchmark rate or an overnight rate of 2.5%. But yeah, honestly, it's probably the best time to do it, right? So the market's already hurting, it's already suffering, so you might as well go heavy right now to try to rein in that inflation on everyday household items. I like the fact that the provincial governments have cut the taxes on gases, giving us a little bit of relief at the pumps. But with the Bank of Canada, it really feels like they're just throwing more garbage and pouring some expensive gasoline into the dumpster fire just to see what happens. Because if they had gone with only 75 basis points or like 50 basis points, then it would have been like, what else are you going to do at the end of the year? You're going to raise it 100 basis points in the fall, which is absolutely going to kill and make it into a real estate winter here in Canada, in the Toronto area. And essentially, it would make 2022 look like a manic depressive year, where it was manic for the first couple of months and it just became depressed for 3/4 of the rest of the year, you know, with all the ups and downs and everything. So that's probably a pretty bad idea. So I do like the 100 basis point increase when things are already suffering right now, so that maybe there's going to be some optimism. So maybe there's going to be some effects with these higher interest rate increases, which of course everyone can handle. And then hopefully, if they do raise the rates again one more time during the year, it'll probably be maybe 50 basis points at most, just to sort of help bring down that inflation to like, I think 5% or something like that. I mean, honestly, do you guys know how important the real estate industry is to this country? Do you know how big of an impact on the local economy just one home buyer is when it comes to buying and selling properties here in Toronto or anywhere in Canada? Because it helps people like real estate agents and brokerages get paid, which in turn employs a lot of other people. You've got mortgage professionals, you've got banks and lenders, you've got home stagers, you've got home inspectors, movers, self-storage,
insurance, utility companies, property taxes for the city, property management in condos,
renovations, contracting, Home Depot, furniture, the list goes on and on and on. So needless to say, the Canadian economy really depends on real estate in a big way. So while I think a lot of the people in the industry are also taking some unplanned vacation time off because the market is just so slow right now, you know, we're still here rising and grinding here at Selling Toronto every single day, putting up great content and advising our clients appropriately, especially now because it's really a great time to be buying and putting in offers on places because maybe you can buy a place undervalued. You know, but for now, I think the Bank of Canada has done enough to raise rates. You know, that was a really strong move at 100 basis points. I just don't see them doing another 100 basis point increase this year as they wait to see how this has an effect on consumer demand for products and things, just to slow it down so that we don't get these crazy rise in prices for general products and services. So I think the Bank of Canada has definitely done more than enough to slow down the housing market. And they've also kept the door open for continued rate increases. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was more, at least definitely another one at the end of the year. But 100 is probably going to be the steepest hike we're going to see in 2022. And actually it's the perfect time to do it. So we're just going to sort of wait and see here to see what the impact has been in terms of the inflation and the economy. We know what it's done to the housing market, but I think pretty much from here, we're going to start seeing some improvements in the market as people come back from vacation and they sort of just accept the fact that interest rates are what they are right now. But as policymakers, they certainly have to keep an eye on how this impacts the entire economy overall here in Canada. Because again, like I said, just one home buyer or one condo buyer has so many ripple effects in terms of the economy. I really wish somebody would measure it and put it into a comment in the video down below to see what the economic impact of one housing transaction is. You know, I just can't wait until things get back to normal again, when my clients' properties start going up in value, my property starts going up in value, because that's really sort of truly the norm here in Canada and Toronto specifically, which is bidding wars and rising home prices. So thank you all for watching and subscribing, and especially thank you to those of you who are reaching out and contacting us because you realize it is actually a great time, especially if you're an investor, to pick up something when everyone else is sitting at a beach. You know, we'd be happy to help you whether it's buying your first or your 10th property, as I don't believe the market will stay this low and this depressed for really that much longer. So take advantage, make some smart moves, work with the right people, and trust me, you'll thank me later. Contact is in the description box below. It's also at the end of the video. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye for now. What's up? I'm filming a video right now. Huh?